The coronavirus story is not just a story about a virus. The ramifications on our liberty, on our economy, on everything from the Second Amendment down are dramatic. Look at this. I saw this on Twitter from the Philadelphia Police Department. Folks, this is really scary stuff. This was I guess a memo that went out somewhere from Philly's PD. It's hard to read, but the gist of it is this, that effective on Tuesday, March 17, 2020, that they're not going to be basically incarcerated. They're going to be given the equivalent of like desk appearance tickets to people engaged in some of these crimes here, auto theft, burglary, vandalism, stolen auto, because they don't want people, I guess, in close quarters in these jails, which is a serious problem. I mean, just because you've been arrested doesn't mean if there's a corona outbreak, you should be sentenced to, infection as well. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, there has to be a better way than this. Now, without dwelling too much on this specific story about the Philly PD, because I'm seeing this in a number of different places now as well. Now do you understand why we mock and laugh at liberals who constantly mock and laugh at us when we want to exercise our big R God-given right to self-protection of ourselves and our families? Folks, if you can't rely on the cops, by no fault of the police officers themselves, I'm not indicting the individual. This is clearly a leadership management decision here. If you can't rely on them, what are you going to wish the bad guys away? You know, I if I may, for point of personal privilege, I try not to take too many of these, but during an interview I did at WBAL, what used to be Joe's competitor station, with a host over there, C4, who was a good guy, Clarence Mitchell IV, a good man, still on the air now. Joe knows him. He's a pretty popular guy over in the Baltimore area, a very reasonable Democrat. We had a debate on the air about firearms. And it was after one of these attacks, these mass shooting events. And of course, it was a draconian response to it by the left that we're going to, we need to get everybody's guns, even the good guys. And I brought up a very simple point to him because I had my house burglarized not long before that. And I had said to him, if I were to come down, it was burglarized when I was home, but I didn't see anything. They left before I got up. But I had was a Secret Service agent at the time, or if not, no, I wasn't. But I still had my gun. I still had my firearms, obviously. I had left the Secret Service. I'm sorry. Precision matters. But I had my firearms, obviously. And I remember saying to the host, if I were to come down the stairs and confront them and they had the weapon, what do you, a serious question, what do? You think you're going to talk them out of violence, or you're going to negotiate with them? Negotiate from what? You're in no point of strength. Firearms are the great equalizer for law-abiding, patriotic Americans who don't have Captain America, Incredible Hulk-like superpowers. That only exists in Marvel comics. And I believe, at least, based on that debate, what we talked about off the air, that changed his mind a little bit. Not that he's a Second Amendment advocate to this day, but I remember him clearly saying to me, that's an interesting point. Like, we make this about larger, air quotes, collective issues, like the collective. But when you bring it down to the individual, the granularity of it, when you make it about individual decisions, what are you going to do if confronted in a situation in a big city in America where they tell the cops, listen, we're not incarcerating these people anymore. Basically, criminals are roaming free. What are you going to do? It's a serious question. Oh, I'm going to rely on the cop. No, we've just eliminated that possibility. Now what do you do? Well, I'm a liberal. They're not going to attack me. I'll talk them out of it. I'll do some, verbal massaging of the situation. Good luck with that. I won't be. It's one of the reasons I own firearms. I safely and proficiently own firearms, and I practice with them. It's also the reason ammunition and firearms are flying off shelves right now, and I'll bet some of them are being bought by liberals who publicly advocate for you not to be able to purchase a firearm because they're hypocrites and they're frauds. Yeah. No doubt. Mm-hmm. I just want to make one more point on this because I was a police officer and a federal agent at one point. I've seen it from the federal and the local side. Ladies and gentlemen, liberals are under the misperception often that the police department is your personal security force. Oh, they're there to protect us. They are not there to protect you. That is a myth. Please stop perpetrating that myth. Police departments everywhere, sheriff's departments from localities to municipalities to big cities to state police departments are not your personal protection force. They are there to enforce laws. You may say, that doesn't sound right. I can prove it to you. If you were to walk into the police department stupidly tomorrow and say, I demand a police officer be kept outside my house for personal protection, they're my protection force, they would look at you and be like, huh? What are you talking about? Why? I thought you said they're your personal protection force. You just requested your right to a personal protection force. Of course they're not. They're going to laugh at you. They are not there for that. They are general enforcers of the law and the penal code and some civil violations. They are not your personal protection force. You know who is? You.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show. You can also get Dan's podcasts on iTunes or SoundCloud and follow Dan on Twitter 24/7 @DBongino.